Hey everyone, I just wanted to go ahead and I haven't worked with ZoHo Mail before. It's a free email provider, up to 5 accounts. So if you're running a small business and you don't need Exchange Server and you're good to run on, SMTP and POP accounts, which is the very old school way of doing things, um, but it still works. It's just like old school email. And you don't need to push notifications and all that. You just want to run a very simple, run-of-the-mill email service. Zoho is a great option. It gives you up to 5 gigs of data storage, which technically, if you tell the Zoho to do only POP and SMTP, which I personally don't like, I use the IMAP function. 5 gigs is still a lot of storage, especially for free. Um, as long as you're not sending a huge amount of email attachments, etc., then you can run the IMAP mode, which basically leaves all of your emails on the server and cleans up the server depending on your settings in your Outlook client. So I want to go ahead and show you really quickly if you're going to set up your own Zoho. It's pretty darn simple to do. When you go and sign up at zoho.com, it'll ask you to go ahead and go through a verification process. So you could go either through the verification process through the HTML way, where you go and update your website with a certain HTML code, or you can update it with what they call a DNS or CName record in your DNS. I personally prefer the CName record. It's invisible. I don't have to update any files for websites or anything else. I simply put a CName record in my DNS and it's done. So let's go ahead and show you on how to do that. I'm going to go ahead and use GoDaddy as an example. You might have to switch your provider depending on who you're using. I simply purchased the domain for a game that I play called Counter-Strike, and we have a clan called the Ringers clan. And so went ahead and bought the domain and wanted to have from the owners kind of a couple emails back and forth based upon what we're going to do with some certain servers, etc. So I went ahead and created a Zoho account completely for free. Obviously, you have to purchase your email or your .com, so whatever you pay for your .com. And then what you're going to do is when you get into the GoDaddy, you can go ahead and you're going to see something that looks like this when you first log in. You'll go to GoDaddy and you'll log in and you'll see a screen like this. You'll then go ahead and click the drop down and select visit my account. Once you do this, you'll go ahead and expand domains, which is all your domains that you purchased. You can see that I have my business under there as well. And then you're going to go ahead and click the launch button next to the Ringers clan, or the domain that you're interested in. Once you do this, you're going to see, and you've verified your email through GoDaddy and already and everything, and the domain is up and running. You'll click on Dns Zone File. And once you click on that, you're going to go into the edit button next to the zone file settings, so you can edit the DNS. And this is as of January 1st or January 17th of 2014. So this is the updated version of their interface. Before they used to have a DNS record manager. You got to click on that. I'm showing you the updated edition, so if you did it from now, and they may change it again, but as of right now it looks like this. You'll go down to where you see CName and alias, and you'll do a quick add. And when you quick add, you'll get a blank line entry here, and you're going to type in whatever Zoho actually asks you to type in, which is that right there, in my case anyways. And then you're going to go to domain, and you're going to put where it points to, you're going to put domain.zoho.com. And what that does is basically tells the Zoho company and the Zoho servers that you actually own this domain, you have access to the DNS records, it's your domain. Because you can't do this unless you actually own the domain. So basically that will then verify the email with them. Now IMAP itself will work fine with sending emails because you're going to set up your IMAP, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second as well. But it doesn't actually work successfully with getting the emails. So when someone sends an email to you, and what you have to do is you have to update what you call your MX records, or your mail exchange records. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's pretty simple. So down below your CName, you also have what they call the MX records. So if we scroll down a little bit, you'll see MX mail exchanger records. So you'll go down, and by default it'll be like smtp.secureserver.net or something like that. Completely ignore it. What you're going to want to do though is you're going to want to put it in the priority correctly in order here. So you have the 0 priority. Lowest number always is the first priority. Highest number is the secondaries from there. Normally mail exchange goes in 0, 5, 10, 20. Sometimes people will do 0, 10, 20, 30. It all depends on who's setting up the DNS and how many mail servers you have for failovers and stuff like that. So right now there's two different failover mail servers at ZoHo. There's mx.zohomail.com and then there's mx2.zohomail.com. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the 0 priority, which should already be there. Hit the edit button next to it, and then go ahead and just click in the points to and update the mx.zohomail.com. And when you do that, what's going to happen there is that you're going to go ahead and go down to the 10 then and go ahead and set that, and it'll probably prompt you to say, or actually when you hit the save button up here in the right corner, save zone file, it'll go ahead and prompt you to say, you sure you want to do this? And then it'll also say settings can take anywhere from 1 to 72 hours. If you're just setting up the record and you're just changing the records, normally it's a pretty fast update. If you're editing an existing record like I'm doing here in the MX, it may take a little while to update. But that's basically what that's going to do, is it's going to tell inbound mail, not outbound mail, because the outbound you're going to set directly to the ZoHo servers. But it's going to tell the inbound mail, hey, when you're going ahead and receiving an inbound on the ringersclan.com, in this case, go ahead and migrate that mail to this server. In this case, mx.zohomail.com. And so then your mail server, mx.zohomail.com, is going to say, okay, what domain is this coming from, or going to? The ringersclan.com. Okay, go find the ringersclan.com and see if the CName record is available. Yes, it is. Okay, great. They verified the account. Okay, go ahead and put it in this mailbox. And boom, it goes ahead and shoves it in your mailbox accordingly. So if you do not have your MX record set up, you will not be able to receive email. And ZoHo unfortunately doesn't tell you that in the thing. I know it because I've done mail servers in the past, but you may not know it as a business owner just trying to get your system set up. So this is a little quick tip. Once you've done that, you're going to want to go over to zohomail.com, and you're going to want to click on the settings button at the top once you've logged into your account and you're looking at your mail. Then you'll go into the options down here where it says email, forwarding, and pop IMAP. And underneath the IMAP access, you're going to want to click on the enable button. Okay. And then what I do is I do the auto expunge functionality. I don't have it turned on now, but I'm going to do it now. And I say immediately expunge messages when I mark them deleted. And ZoHo now does not have a save button. So if you're looking at some older videos of ZoHo, they used to have a save button in settings. It now just saves as you're clicking things. So once you click on that, boom, it's done. Go ahead and close out of your ZoHo Mail web interface. And after you do that, you're going to go ahead and hop over to your Outlook. Now I'm using Outlook 2013. You could be using any Outlook. The steps are going to be very similar. So you're going to go ahead and create a new account. If I go to File and Account Settings, if you're using like Outlook 2010 or 2007 or something like that, you may have to go to Tools and Email Accounts. Either way, you go to your account settings, and you're going to see this screen. This screen is going to look similar through all the ones, so you don't got to worry about changing things through Outlook 2013, 2010, 2007, 2003. This screen looks exactly the same. So you're going to click on the New button up here, and when you go to New, you're going to go ahead and select Email Account, and Next. Then you're going to go ahead and manually set up your additional server types. You're going to click on Next. You're going to say this is a POP or IMAP account. You're going to say Next. And then your name is going to be however you want it to appear on your email when you email someone. So when you email, you have a thread basically, and your thread has a name and it also has an email. So this is the name. So in my case, I chose to use my gamer name, which was Opportunist and Ninja. And so then I went ahead and selected my email address, which is what you've created your account on your zoho.com already. So the ringersclan.com. And then you're going to select the account type of IMAP. On the incoming mail server, so the server that you're going to actually talk to receive the email, you're going to type in imap.zoho.com. And I believe that's correct. I just want to verify that real quick. I'll look at one of my other accounts, the one I already set up. Yep, so imap.zoho.com. So I'm just going to run through that real quick. Next, manual, next, pop IMAP, next, paste, Ninja, at theringersclan.com. And IMAP, and then it's imap.zoho.com. Then your outgoing mail server is going to be smtp.zoho.com. And this is basically whenever you try to send an email from your Outlook client out to someone else, it has to route it through an email server provider that's going to send the email. So in this case, we're doing smtp.zoho.com. Your username is actually going to be your full email address, so make sure you copy and paste that down there. And then your password is going to be whatever password you set up when you set your account. And I'll just go and type that in. And then we're going to do more settings over here on the right. We're going to go to the outgoing server. You're going to click on My Server requires SMTP. And because the fact that you've already put your settings in this other screen here, you can just say use the same settings for my incoming mail server, which is talking about this right here, which is totally fine. Then we'll go to Advanced, and you're going to change the incoming mail server. It's saying 143 for the port, but you're going to change this to SSL, and when you do that, it's going to change it to 993, which is what ZoHo requires. You're going to go down to your SMTP server, and you're going to change that to also SSL, but by default, Outlook doesn't change the actual port number, which you need to do. It's going to be 465. And then what I like to do, again, I like to expunge mail right when I delete it to make things a lot more faster. And again, it acts a little bit more like an exchange service from the newer style of email. I put mark items deletion, but do not remove them. Or sorry, I put purge items when switching folders. And then basically, I go ahead and click OK. And I click Next. And then when you click on Next, it'll go ahead and try to verify the account, add it, etc. I've already done that, so I'm not going to do that. And what I also do is mail to keep offline. I select all, I slide the slider to all, and that keeps basically all your mail so that you can access it whether you're online or offline. Especially in a business, that's very important. You might be at the airport and you don't got internet because you're at an airport that doesn't provide free Wi-Fi. You don't feel like paying, $15 for 10 minutes of Wi-Fi. So at that point in time, you just slide it over to all. When it receives the mail, it will download the entire mail, including the attachments. And at that point in time, it'll be available in your local cache of your Outlook to be able to preview at any time. And then you can reply to that email and send it. However, it's going to get stuck in your outbox of your sent until you actually get an internet connection. Once the internet connection happens, about 5 minutes while Outlook's open, it'll check itself again by default. Anyways, you can set that timer, and it will then send the email out. So that's a quick little tutorial on how to go ahead and set up a ZoHo mail account for free, up to 5 users and up to 5 gigabytes per user. Thanks, and have a great, wonderful day.